guys, what's up? A Button Games here, back on Diablo 3, and I'm gonna go over my current Necromancer build. It's highly effective at the moment. It's not optimized, and this is definitely not a build for super high grade rifts. It can be once you have all the gear, but I certainly don't have all the gear. So this is basically just a very simple ROTN's build. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Necromancer, that's kind of why I'm making this video. So ROTN's build basically entails keeping your skeletal mages up at all times, which means you kind of have to manage all of your resources pretty wisely, because you got to be commanding your skeletons to attack, and you got to keep the mages up, because as you see, each active skeletal mage, the 6 set piece I'm looking at here, each active skeletal mage increases the damage of your minions by, and Army of the Dead by 250%. Army of the Dead's kind of my kill-all button, you guys will see that. Step 4, you gain 1% damage reduction 15 seconds each time one of your minions deal damage. Max 50 that's pretty much always going to be at 50 once you get going. And the other thing is your minions have a chance to reduce the cooldown on Army of the Dead by 1 second each time they deal damage. So that kind of takes up most of my gear here. My belt, it's just throwaway belt at the moment. I'm still, you know, working on gearing this class up a little bit. My rings, I want focus and restraint definitely, and once I get restraint, I'm going to throw this item in the cube, because I think the max actually is 4 seconds that it'll last longer, so I'll actually get an additional second, which is a huge difference. Reaper's Wraps, I'm going to keep re-rolling this till I get Ancient. The whole point of this is to kind of try to have infinite resources. Maria's Kaleidoscope. This one's not bad because it makes me immune to poison damage, so we're going to keep that on for now. I have Enforcer, Bane of the Traps, and Bane of the Powerful. I know I said that backwards. And really the bread and butter of these are kind of the passive skills that I have going for me. So Extend Servitude, increase the duration by 25% of the skeletal mages. That's key, obviously. Fuel by Death, consuming a corpse, increase your move speed by 3% for 5 seconds. So this is really nice because I'm constantly consuming corpses. Grisly Tribute, you are healed 10% of your life on hit, so this is going to give me a lot of survivability here for right now. And this, consuming a corpse has a 25% chance to spawn a health globe. And if we recall, my Reaper's Wraps, when I heal with a health globe, I kind of get my resources back. And I'm consuming corpses because something that I have on automatically consumes corpses. I promise. I don't remember what the fuck it is, but something, is it a skill? I thought I had something that automatic. Oh yeah, this. Sorry. Wow. Devour. So Devouring Aura. So this basically just gives me an aura that automatically consumes all the corpses that are in range. So as you'll see, I'll kind of just be running around and I won't have to do anything about consuming the corpses, and there'll be fucking health globes everywhere, and I'll just be able to kind of kill shit randomly. So we're just gonna jump into one here. We're gonna show off a bit of the damage that this class can do.
I need essence.
Oh, I don't have any essence to frickin' some of my skeletal mages at the moment, because I blew it all in town when I was fucking around. So we gotta, oh shit, it's fucking Care Bear Essential here. So, obviously my regular skills aren't gonna do dick all for damage, but my damage is gonna come from these skeletal mages who are just gonna do a lot of fucking damage. At the moment they do anywhere in, you know, 100 million to 400 million, depending on how many of them are out at any given time and how often I hit them. I will do a lot more damage once I get the full Jesse set, because that further increases the damage for each active skeletal mage that I have, and it just becomes a ludicrous amount of damage that you do. So, like I said, basically, unfortunately these guys are really fucking spread out. So I'm not getting a ton of health globes at like I usually am, but as you see here, yeah, 300 million, 400 million, things like that, which is pretty good considering this class isn't even really that well geared at the moment. I don't even have focus and restraint on. That's a 50% damage boost, basically constantly, which is really nice. And like I said, I don't have the Jesse set, so I can only imagine how much damage this set could do. These combinations of 2 sets, actually. But as you see, I'm not really worried too much about casting my primary skill, and my resources are staying up pretty well. And I kind of constantly always want to have 10 mages out, because that's a 2,500% damage increase, I think, because I think it's 250% for each active mage. So that's pretty damn good. Where the fuck am I going? Am I really going over there? Really? God damn it. Make me run all over the goddamn place. So, of course, they're going to disappear. They do disappear quite quickly. So, it is kind of becomes a game of resource management to kind of keep those guys up while also using your frenzy for your skeletons to kind of go up and attack shit. Because as you see, the skeletons don't do dick all for damage if there are no mages out when I cast them to go frenzy on people. But when I do have the mages, they all run up and they do like 400, 500 million damage per hit, and they just like that 245 million there per hit, and each of them would have hit them, and all 7 of them. So that does become a ass load of damage. This is a little bit more of a difficult one because at the moment there's not a ton of these guys, so I'm not getting a lot of life globes. I need like big groups of enemies here to massacre. This game's kind of shortchanging me right now on enemies. What the fuck? This is just a crappy circle, isn't it? With no enemies. Look at that! No enemies. What the fuck, man? All my guys are going away. Come on. Call the 10 in here. Just in case. Try and get some back here. Ooh, power pylon. That's great. My mage just doing like 1 billion damage per hit. That seems fair when there's 10 of them all attacking. That'll be some good damage there. So I'm very, very excited to see how this build performs when it's more optimized and has a little bit better gear. I'm sure I could use maybe slightly different passives to increase damage as opposed to survivability, but I really am digging the overall survivability of this class with all the life on hit that I get from my minions, all the health globes that are dropping from consuming corpses and stuff. That's really, really nice. So it really takes the burden of keeping your resources and your health up away from this class, because that's kind of one of the more difficult things about this class, is definitely managing the resource for this build. You know, for other builds, maybe like the one that uses bone armor, for those of you who use that one might not be as much of a resource management game as this one, but I think it's a lot of fun. It's a bit more interactive than, say, like the Witch Doctor build with the little sycophant assholes that you can get. That one definitely becomes more of just a passive whatever type thing. Wow, 2 legendaries in a row. Okay, we'll take it. We have 53%. Cupcake! Give me that cupcake. I'll show you guys Arming the Dead here in a sec. When there's a kind of a big-ass group of guys that aren't just going to get massacred right away. Like that guy. Oh, fuck. Well, that's Arming the Dead. It basically just calls in a whole bunch of hits and hits the guys like 100,000 times, and just, it's your kill all button. So that's kind of your button that, if you need it, if your other shit's on cooldown, that's what I would recommend you use. This would have been a prime place for it, but that's A-okay. Yeah, I bet it does. Let's get this bonus EXP right quick. Try and level up my Paragon here. Is it that top corner? Is it really that little offshoot up here? Or is it down there? Fuck. This map sucks. It is this offshoot. God damn it. Can we go... Oh, okay, I was gonna say, can we go to a different area? Fuck me, man. Alright, more inside. This should definitely be a lot less spread out than the other one. Here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's go. Do a barrel roll, Fox. Keep her going. Fuck that base. Oh, and that guy. Didn't even see that guy. Yep, let's do it. Let's go. Apparently these guys are... I do like that haunt thing, by the way, so that belt that I have on is actually really nice, because there's a shit ton of damage to these guys at the moment. So it really does come in handy. When I open the frickin' chest, it just goes through and spams haunt on everybody for me. It just keeps cascading throughout the entire fucking... God damn it, grab the thing. Throughout the entire dungeon. Sometimes I get really lucky and it just hits, like, everyone. Like right there. That's nice. Good shit. Fuck that base again. I don't like these bases. I'm more of a modern guy. This is not modern. Clearly. Ah, shit. I let my mages get too low there. So that is a thing that'll happen very often, is if you kind of look away for a second, you're, next thing you know, you got 4 mages out or 2 mages out and you're doing dick all for damage. I would say this build is very reminiscent to the playstyle of the Sentry of the Marauders builds, the Sentry build for Demon Hunters, because you kind of got to keep maximum sentries out to even do any sort of damage. And then when you have all your sentries out, you go from doing, you know, 1 million damage to, you know, 2, 3, 4 billion damage depending on your gear per hit. So this is kind of the same way. Of course, the damage isn't up to that tier yet, but like I said, we got to get the gear there. I really got to get that offhand for Jesse's. That would just be such a clutch drop if I could get that, but it doesn't seem very likely. Where the fuck? am I even going? God damn it. I'm getting so lost right now. Like, shit. These maps are not being very friendly to me. I don't know how I just casted all those guys without it costing any of my fucking essence. That was weird. Maybe I had some on reserve. Some backup. What up? Fuck, man. Alright. It really, like, it's this little fucking offshoot right here that I just barely missed. Dude, I'm shooting myself in the foot with this stuff. Alright, yeah, we were down to 2. Let's get her back up to 10. God damn it, make me go down some stairs. What did I open there to get haunt? Like, what is that? Every now and then that happens. If I, like, open up all those little things in the frickin', like, little cracked tiles, sometimes it just randomly fucking throws haunt on everyone. Does that come as a chest? Really? It must. That was it? Oh my god. Alright, moving on. Oh, and we also have Bone Storm on for my big-ass golem guy. I should probably have mentioned that. My bad. So, Bone Storm is... I will show you real quick. Where he just rolls in and just fucks shit up like that. That's kind of a one-hit kill on the Rift Guardians if I need it, because it just constantly hits the same area. But we will try to use Army of the Dead on the Rift Guardians if we can. But I don't think we will be able to, because I have a feeling my skeletal mages are just going to fuck the guy up and probably one hit. Just like, because all 10 of them land him at once and it's just death. It's about 200 million damage per hit. 400 million damage per hit, whatever, take your pick. Oh, can we get him? Oh my god, did I get him with Army of the Dead? I think I did. It killed in one hit, so I didn't see how much damage it did, but it did pretty good. What do we get here? Just take a quick peek. The Nailer, is that what this one is? Oh, Nail Biter? Oh yeah, right. The Nailer, that's a thing from Dying Light. Get my games booked up here. Let's go send that to my buddy. What do we get? Set piece, Blackthorns? Alright, we'll go back. That was ancient, not too bad. Obviously not going to replace the Rathma's set that I have, but we'll, what do we got? We only have 60 fucking shards, huh? Let's see if we can't get lucky. Where they at? Where they at? That would have just, like, I would have shit my pants if that was it right there. So let's see if we can't get Jesse's thing right quick, and if not, we will just end the video. Boop, nothing. I actually don't know what that did. I probably should have read the effect. No. Fucking Grim Scythe, I don't need that. Last one. Ba-ba-da! I get the same fucking one. Did I really just get the same one 3 times? What the fuck is that? Wow, that's unlucky as hell. Alright guys, so I was kind of just showing you guys a little bit of the intermediate Necro build here. Something for you guys to kind of work towards if you're looking for some guidance on using your Necro. As you see, it's not too hard to use, you just got to keep these skeletal bitches out and they'll kind of do all the work for you, all the heavy lifting. I have all these other skills you guys didn't even see me use, like my Bone Storm and stuff. That's because it wasn't necessary. If I was playing in the higher Torments or one of the higher graded Rifts, I probably would have needed a little bit more versatility, but at the moment, it's not exactly needed. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions, any questions about this. Certainly suggestions, I'm open for them. I'm looking to get the best build possible. Real quick, in the cube, I have Furnace, obviously. Taskers of Theo, that's a given. And once I get Focus and Restraint, I'm going to put this ring in there and then have Focus and Restraint, because I don't need Ring of the Royal Grandeur, because I have all the pieces on. Or Ring of the Obsidian Zodiac for cooldown reduction. I already get that from my set anyway. So, like I said, guys, I'm going to leave this video here. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, see ya.